Has there always been this niche group of predatory women?
I know a lot of the fellas gonna feel me on this one. Viewer discretion is advised.
Is it even niche? Like, why am I reading so much online about these teachers fucking their students? Like, I was hit on by a 20-year-old today, and I was like, honey, I'm 25. Like, I can't even imagine.
You can't imagine because there's an underlying barrier of protection for women that are predators. And that protection looks a little bit like y'all turning a blind eye to women doing harmful shit to men. And justifying you turning a blind eye with, oh, men do worse shit to women, like that's supposed to make anything better. Wrong is wrong and everybody needs to be held accountable. But let's get back to topic. Let's start here. Do you know how many men have lost their virginity to older women? Not only that, do you also know how unserious the world takes men being sexually assaulted? Or how much effort society puts into tracking down female predators? The reason you're seeing a lot of these stories now is because social media. It's exposing the world in a way that we've never seen before. And that image that all women are angels and they would not hurt a fly is starting to be exposed in a way that most of y'all brains can't even process. A lot of y'all have bought into that idea that women are harmless and they can just literally do no wrong until you get online and see different. The uncomfortable truth is making its way to the front of y'all faces whether you like it or not, because you can't control exactly what you see on the algorithm. And before some of y'all get in my comments talking about, okay, well, if all these things are happening to men, why don't they say anything? Y'all don't be giving a fuck. Y'all do not treat young boys the same way y'all treat young women when they are assaulted. Both scenarios need to be taken extremely serious because these kids need to be protected. And no one scenario is more important than the other, whether that be boy, girl, man, or woman. We should all go through this world knowing we have the protection of the people from predators. Those women are sleeping with those young men because in the back of their minds, they're thinking, who would ever believe that I'm doing this? I'm a woman. Who would think I'm actually taking advantage of a man or a boy? The sooner we realize that predatory behavior is not unique to man or woman, but to people, will be the moment that we can actually stop it. Predators come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and genders. And believe it or not, the person that flies under the radar will always be able to do more damage than the person that's being watched closely. All child predators deserve the chair. No ifs, ands, or buts. And that is a hill I am willing to die on. But like I said earlier in the video, the only way to truly put a stop to this is to hold everybody accountable to the same standard. But knowing y'all ain't gonna listen to shit that I'm saying, I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
It's about time you bitches started noticing this shit. What's going on YouTube? It is your boy AMU, and I am back with another rant. Next one is going to be a bit of a treat for y'all. We're going to be taking a trip back in time on the next video. Gonna be more of a reflection, and I don't know, time flies. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, I digress before I get all sidetracked. I gotta admit, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there was a part of me that kind of smiled when I came across this video. Because I'm gonna be 100 with you. I do believe that there are some people behind the scenes that be fucking with algorithms, because I always found it weird, as much as women cry about children being taken advantage of, it always seems like whenever since we started having these upticks of female teachers sleeping with their students, for some reason it seems like it doesn't cross women desktop or they feed too often. So this seems to be a woman who maybe got caught off guard, wasn't used to or never saw this type of shit on her feed before. But if you're watching content like myself, or what I like to watch, or if you watch Destro, who's covered this ad nauseum, I think Poor Man's Podcast recently just covered another video kind of covering this topic. And It does make me wonder, man. Like sometimes I be thinking to myself, do they be going out of their way to keep that shit out of women's algorithms on purpose? Or are women going out of their way to completely ignore it because they don't see those teenage boys as victims the same way they see girls? And that's the part that he brought up in there. And when it really comes down to it, you guys, I gotta be honest with you, I think that is the main reason why. Because these grown ass women, they know when boys hit puberty, and pretty much after puberty, it's on the flow. You know what I mean? We trying to fuck everything moving. And it's funny that he mentioned how a lot of boys lose their virginity to girls. They tend to lose their virginity to girls that are older than them. Because I remember having this conversation with my cousin, which is funny because his mom is actually upstairs. I had a conversation with my cousin, and I remember this one chick that used to come over their house all the time whenever I would go over there. I used to spend the weekends over my aunt's and my cousin's house when they used to live downtown. You know what I mean? We would pretty much just stay up and game all fucking night, right? So sometimes there was this girl that would come over, and I remember it like it was yesterday. Her name was April. Cute girl too. And I always found it a little bit weird that she was cool with him given the fact that she was older than him. And I'm trying to think, me and my cousin had this conversation maybe about a year or so ago when I came back to the States for a short time. He was like, bro, you remember that chick April? He was like, yeah, bro. He was like, bro, she took my virginity. He was like, bro, I was 12. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, bro, like shit. April was like 14, 15. And I don't know if y'all remember me telling y'all this story, but the girl that took my virginity from me was older than me as well. Now, I was a teenager. I was 14. She was 16. But I'm just saying all that to say that I think this has kind of always been a thing. And you know, in the teenage, like in those, you know, prior to 18, you know, I could see why that can kind of be overlooked a little bit. But I can only imagine how tough that would be if, like, let's say you were a sophomore, or let's say you were a junior dating a freshman. Like, how is that going to look when she's a junior and you just graduated and you're 18 and she's still not 18 yet, but y'all been together, but y'all was together prior to y'all being 18? Like, how does that work? I don't know. I'm like, y'all let me know in the comments, man. I'm like, I will say it's one of the reasons why I'm glad I really didn't have a girlfriend in high school, because that would have been weird. Unless you was dealing with somebody that was literally the same grade as you. But yeah, I'm like, I really want to know if y'all have the same experience in the comments. The women that y'all lost y'all virginity to, were the women older than y'all, the same age, or younger? I wouldn't be shocked if majority of y'all let me know in the comments that the women that y'all lost y'all virginity to are older. It would not shock me at all. Anyway, y'all have a good night.